Okay, welcome back. This is the guide for assembly of the POE adapter for my Minibadge display boards. So this will take POE in here and put it to 4 boards. Recommend this to 4x4s or the mini rack display boards or the special protection one, the smaller boards into it. This does get warm to make sure it has airflow and availability. These will come with side mounted, the original, and then one SMD part. These have 2 bridge rectifiers here, 2 capacitors, one bigger capacitor, and then the POE board itself. Fairly simple board to put together. Really cool. And you need to use it with a POE injector. So if you have like a ubiquity POE injector or something like that, that is what's required to be used to power it. To power the boards. Or if you can force POE through your POE switch to a port, that should work as well. So like always, tin your tip, get that going. Just tin one of these pads each. Okay. So this is actually made for the through-hole version, which would have been easier to install. I only have this one's Camera SMD, so you want to put a good bit of solder on these pads here. Some of these actually are bridged together. The little zoom in. So this has a little star, goes into that one. So all these but one on this corner are all actually bridged together. So things to be aware of there. Okay. And then I actually never tried to pre-tin these pads. That might actually work a little bit better. Okay. So these just go on like that. Those are not very... Okay. That's better. pressure down. Onto the pads. Okay. Better not to put solder on the bottom of these, as it makes little waves. I didn't do it on my first one. Shouldn't have done on this one, as it does cause some little bit of issues on the install. Hopefully this should all be good. I'm a little worried on that one corner now. So there's a good connection with the top. This is probably the hardest part of this install, due to being a slightly different part than anticipated. Okay. Once that's done, get your tweezers. We'll do this larger capacitor. This is the essential one. It is polarized, so do notice it's square. It matches the pad exactly, and it fits just perfect. This is something that a hot air might be a little bit easier to do with. As these pads barely fit onto the part itself. So do be aware of that. And it's a very tight package. Okay. The next hard part are these bridge rectifiers. If you look at them closely, you see that there's a wave, plus, minus. The plus goes orientation is the same for these. Plus goes in the upper left. Looks like. Plus goes in the upper left. So I'm looking at it. Plus would be like that. Like that. This is another one. It fits the part exactly. And it's really, really cramped. So let's make sure that they're all soldered on correctly. Okay. Good. Alright, do have some ridges. Some of these. Okay, and then these should just fall straight into place. I'm going to leave one off because I'm a little worried I might have an issue with that one pad that was kind of tilted. So I want to make sure it works before I put that on, as this is really hard to work on once everything's put together if there's any issues. This thing is, this fits together so smoothly. Do be aware, do not have any of the USB-Cs connected. When using this, you don't want to have dual power sources. Use either or. You don't want to merge power sources, as that can start a fire or cause other issues. You need to be aware of. First, I forgot my POE injector. Other room, so I'll have to grab that with some Ethernet cables in just a sec. And you can tell outside of that one main board, which is the most expensive part of this, everything else goes on pretty easily and quickly. I do wish that was the through hole part. Okay. And then you got your SMD. Just like on the other display boards, you just get it right there in the square. You got to enlarge the pads to make this a little bit easier. Should be able to keep it on. At least that'll be good enough. There's a little. There we go. That's better. The bridge. Always good to have your solder sucker around. And you make a little mistake. Okay. And then let's make sure it has a good conduct. Strong, secure. Make sure. And that's it. So let me. Okay. So we got our POE injector here. Plug it in. Let's plug in one Ethernet. Zoom out a bit. Okay, the plug goes in nice. Let's plug this in. Okay, that sounds good. Get one of the display boards. Okay, looks like we are good to go. And let's do the other one here. We do get a little sneak peek at some of the mini badges, including the butterfly mini badge that I have. So it should just go straight in. It's kind of tight. but it's working. It's working. So we got 2 of them in. Okay. And as I said, this does get a little warm, especially when you run it for a bit. So now that I know everything's good and connected, no issues, I can install that last. Last RJ45 connection there. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I accidentally did too much. Solder sector away. Let's start over. Okay. So that is how to put together the POE adapter for the Minibadge displays. In fact, power 4 from 1 works really good, especially if you do the mini rack display board. Pairs really well. Thanks for watching.